Hey guys, Lawrence here from Unicorn Reviews. No review today, but I just wanted to do a more vlog-like thing. So yesterday, I'm recording this on Saturday, I went to Brandbazaar. It's basically a PR event. So there is the PR company that I work with for mostly the Logitech stuff and the Pentax camera review that I did. So they're called LVT PR. And what they do is they organize this really fun day where they bring together all their PR press relations and all the companies that they represent to let the press really talk to the product managers on the company side of things. And so I just went around the entire hall and talked to a bunch of people, and that's what I wanted to talk about today because it was actually a really fun event, especially the food was amazing. But let's start with the first company was Allocacoc. Can't remember the name, it's really confusing. Allocacoc with C's. So what they have is the Power Cube. As you can see, this is just like a splitting box. So this is, power goes in on one end, power goes out on the other end. But they have a bunch of different varieties in this. They have these USB port versions. Different amounts, obviously you're limited to 5 because there's power that goes in here, but that's really cool. And then they also had some other stuff, if I can find it using just one hand. This thing, which is called the Power Bank Hub. So this is a USB hub. It's also a charger, so it goes into their other power thing, or just any socket really, like this. Also the light just changed, but whatever. But it's also a USB hub, so there's a USB in on here, and then you have 4 USB ports on each side. So you can then use one of their cables. These are normal USB 2.0 cables. Cable plugs in, and I have this connector. So on there you get USB mini, micro, and a lightning connector. So that's handy. There's also this different cable on, which is like one of those fancy looking USB cables. You can also use that, but then it all works as a USB hub. But say you're charging your phone and you're not quite yet done with charging, you just unplug it, and this is now a battery bank. Has a little charge indicator right here. 4800 milliamp hours. I was actually really surprised. I never heard of these guys. They're really cool products. They're somewhat expensive. Like this thing is like 25 and this thing is 20 euros. But it's really cool stuff. Also, this is on the charger. You can also use just about any computer power supply cable or printer power supply cable, so you can use it wherever you want. You can use it with extension cords and that sort of stuff if you want to. Now, something else completely on the other side of their little booth was the Elliptigo bike stand. Now, these are running bike thingies, so where you run and then that propels you forward. I had a little bit of a ride. It's actually great fun. I can really see myself doing it because I love mountain biking, as you can see on the Right With Me channel, but I hate running. And this kind of combines like the physical effort of running with the fun of riding a bike because it's way faster. So that was pretty fun too. Then we had HelloFresh, which is a company that gives you food and basically gives you ingredients to make food every day, so you can just have different food every day without having to go to the store yourself and having to find ingredients and recipes yourself. So that was pretty cool. They had really good food there. On the other side was Alcatel phones. Most people will actually know them by the name TCL. They're called Alcatel still here in the Benelux where I am. And they just showed some budget phones, really good looking budget phones. It was all metal and glass, but at like 200 euros. And they even had phablets there. They have a standalone VR headset. Sadly, that was not ready yet to be shown. That was a little bit of a disappointment, but still fun booth altogether. And then across the Alcatel booth, that was where Sony was, and that was actually hilarious because it was Sony audio, TVs and cameras, and they were taking pictures. It was like a little bit of a vintage setup. They had this VW van there. It was really fun, and you were in the van and then you were listening to their headphones, sound dampening, noise cancelling headphones. Really fun. I hope that I get a review sample of those. That was great fun. But then they were taking pictures in there, and they were taking the pictures with like a Fujifilm camera with the Instax pictures, which I found hilarious because it was also where the Sony cameras were being represented. Great fun altogether there, and yeah, really enjoyed that booth as well. Great drinks there, by the way. Moving further up that aisle, that was where Samsung was. I didn't really look at the phones because every phone looks identical to me. They really kind of all look identically the same, and there were no Note 7, so there wasn't going to be like a fireworks show there or anything. They had the Gear VR there, the 2, didn't really bother looking at that. They had something really cool though. This may not be for everyone, and I guess that if you're into just getting like the best value for money image quality wise, it's definitely not for you. But they had Samsung Serif TVs, and these are TVs designed to look a little bit more vintage and TVs that really fit into the interior. After that I went to HP. They had some really cool business stuff, also some consumer stuff, and the Omen stuff. Now I had a look at the Omen X, which is like a computer. I can't even show it with this lens, but it's like this big of a computer case and tilted, and has double 1080s in there to basically drive VR. There was an Oculus demo there, tried it for a minute. I still hate VR. Everyone always says like you have to try VR to really get it, and then I tried it and hated it because it's awful and you can still see pixels. But it's cool that HP is, I guess, working on it. Just the headsets still aren't there yet, really. I'm really mostly interested in their laptops. They're super thin and they have GTX 1070s in there. So those should be really, really powerful laptops. I also had a look at the X3 smartphone. That's also a computer. That was fun. They have this giveaway. Well, they had this giveaway there for a backpack with a battery bank included that can charge phones, tablets, and laptops, which was also pretty cool. I'm kind of hoping that I win that because I could really use that HP. Please give it to me. But I'm really hoping that I can get a review sample of one of those Omen laptops. Those were pretty cool looking. After that, it was more food and more drinks, but let's not talk about that because this is a tech channel, not a foodie channel. I then had a look at the Spin Remote. Now, Spin Remote is a very small, still Dutch startup, and their idea is to have one really fancy looking remote that interacts with your smartphone and with every device in your house, and everything is done with gestures. So you just turn it to change the volume of your TV, change what you're watching, change the ambient light in your room, the brightness of it, the color if you work with the Philips Hue lamps. They had a demo with Apple TV where it could also be the remote for the Apple TV. The LG OS, WebOS TV was there. They had a bunch of stuff there, also Sonos. It could basically interact with anything, also like air conditioning units and that sort of stuff. And they're looking to make it work with basically everything in the future. The way it works right now is you just point your existing remote at it, it intercepts the infrared signal, and then it just copies it. It's that simple, really. That was pretty cool as well. So that was basically what I found the most interesting booths at Brandbazaar 2016. It was great fun. I really enjoyed that LVTPR organized it. I'm not getting paid to do this video. It's just something that I wanted to do because I don't have a video for Tuesday anyway. At the end of the week, we have another CPU cooler review by Be Quiet. I'm doing an awful lot of those, and there's one more coming even later. The Red One mouse is next week. After that, there's the Dark Rock Top Flow CPU cooler review. So subscribe to the channel for that. Anyway guys, if you like this video, press that like button, and if you didn't, there's the subscribe button, as I mentioned before, for when I make a video that you do like. Now, if you want to follow the channel, I have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for beautiful pictures of press events. And if you want to really support the channel like the awesome people on your screen right now, there is Patreon and paypal.me. For now though, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.